Hi guys! So in honor of the Divergent movie coming out, I read the book and now I'm going to do a review. Just to let you know, this review will contain spoilers, so if you haven't read the book and you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching, read the book, then come back. Or if you don't care about spoilers, keep watching. So, this is my Divergent review. So we begin with Beatrice, otherwise known as Triss, who's getting ready to take her aptitude test to decide which fraction she's in. Abnation, Candor, Amity, Dauntless, or Erudite. After she takes her test, it's revealed that Trish is Divergent, which means that she can't be categorized into one fraction. But she can still choose which faction she wants to be in at the choosing ceremony. When we get to the choosing ceremony, Trish chooses Dauntless and her brother Caleb chooses Erudite. After the ceremony, Trish is leaving with the rest of Dauntless. She turns back to look at her parents and her mom's smiling at her, but her dad has this look of hate and betrayal. And it broke my heart when I read that, and I was like, even though she picked a different fraction than you're in, she's still your daughter, come on. On the train to Dauntless, Trish meets Christina, who used to be from Candor, and they become friends. When Triss is the first one to jump off the roof, I was like, you go girl, show those Dauntlesses. Then she meets Four, and officially changes her name from Beatrice to Triss. I found it really funny that Triss had no idea what a hamburger was. You've never had a hamburger before? Asked Christina, her eyes wide. No, I say. Is that what it's called? Stiff seat plain food, Four says, nodding at Christina. Why? She asks. I shrug. Extravagance is considered self-indulgent and unnecessary. She smirks. No wonder you left. Yeah, I say, rolling my eyes. It was just because of the food. And then we meet Eric. Who's that? Hisses Christina. His name is Eric, says Four. He's a Dauntless leader. Seriously? But he's so young. Four gives her a grave look. Age doesn't matter here. At lunch, Triss meets Will from Erudite and Al from Candor. And it's also revealed that Triss doesn't understand public affection very well. Do they have to be so public? I say. She just kissed him. Al frowns at me. When he frowns, his thick eyebrows touch his eyelashes. It's not like they're stripping naked. A kiss is not something you do in public. Al, Will, and Christina all give me the same knowing smile. What? I say. Your abnegation is showing, says Christina. The rest of us are all right with a little affection in public. Oh, I shrug. Well, I guess I'll have to get over it then. When Christina had to hang on the railing in order to continue her initiation, and Trish was contemplating whether she should help her or not, I was like, she's your friend! Do something! I was happy that Al stood up to Eric and helped Christina. Al obviously has a crush on Triss, but she doesn't feel the same way about him. His eyes skirt mine, and he scratches the back of his head. The silence seems to grow between us. It was a nice thing to say, but he acts like it meant more than just the words. I hope I am wrong. I could not be attracted to Al. I could not be attracted to anyone that fragile. Al's not the only one that cares about Triss. Four does too. You're fast. If you can get a few good hits in before they know what's going on, you could win, he shrugs, and his hand falls. I'm surprised you know that, I say quietly, since you left halfway through my one and only fight. It wasn't something I wanted to watch, he says. What's that supposed to mean? He clears his throat. Looks like the next train is here. Time to go, Triss. Dauntless then plays capture the flag with paintball guns, which sounds pretty awesome. Triss climbs up the Ferris wheel, and Four climbs up after her, and then she gets stuck, and Four has to help her. Did anyone else think that Christina was really rude and mean about getting the flag. I hated Peter when he said, "Hey Stiff, do you remember what a knife is?" I liked Trish's comeback though. "Hey Peter, do you remember what a target is?" When Eric is about to make 4 throw knives at Al, I thought it was nice of Trish to step in for Al, but at the same time I was like, where were you when Christina needed your help? And then the knife nicks Trish's ear, and I kind of got really excited because I've seen the trailer and I was like, I know that scene. When Trish practically beat up Molly, I was proud of her, but also kind of shocked that she didn't feel guilty afterwards. I felt like crying when Trish's mom came to the visiting day. I had a feeling she would, but it was so great that she did. And it seems like her mom knows something about being divergent. And Trish also realizes that her mom was in Dauntless. Trish finally learns from Tori what being divergent means. Among other things, you are someone who is aware when they're in a simulation, that what they are experiencing is not real, she says. Someone who can then manipulate the simulation or even shut it down. And also, she leans forward and looks into my eyes, someone who, because you are also dauntless, tends to die. When Trish realizes that it's Al that's helping Peter and Drew kidnap her, I felt so bad for her. I'm like, Al, come on, you're a sweet kid. I know you're upset about a lot of things, but she's your friend. When Al asked Trish for forgiveness, I felt bad for him, but I was also happy that she didn't forgive him. But then he killed himself, which was really hard to read. I thought it was cute that For let Trish see his fear landscape and how she realized what his real name is and why his nickname is For. I figured out that For was Tobias the second we saw Marcus. I was like, wait a second, Marcus, Tobias? And also, now that it makes sense, why would they mention Tobias in the beginning of the book if he wasn't going to come up later? When For told Trish that he likes her, and Trish called him Tobias, I thought it was such a sweet moment. And then they kissed! When Trish decided to go visit Caleb, I was happy because I was like, yay, she's going to see her brother! But then when it seems that Caleb is kind of starting to believe what Janine is saying, I was like, Caleb, no! Then Trish gets caught and is taken to Janine, who is so evil! I really can't wait to see Kate Winslet play her. I know she's going to do an amazing job. I mean, come on. It's Kate Winslet. Trish and For/Tobias are now together, but they can't tell anyone. And Christina tells Trish that Will kissed her. When Eric tells Trish that he has to inject her with something in order to keep track of her in case she goes missing, I was like, no, don't do it. Trap, trick, don't. And sure enough, everyone else gets in like the sleepwalking daze so they can be used as soldiers to go and attack everyone in the Abbey Nation, which is where Trish's parents are. When Tobias squeezed Trish's hand to show her that he wasn't in the trance, I thought it was so cute and I was like, yes! Then Trish and Tobias are taken to Janine, who tells them that she wants to try something new on Tobias, but kill Trish. But Tobias tells her that he'd rather die, and then he tries to strangle her, but is pulled away. When Tobias gets the new simulation that causes him to confuse friend with enemy, and then he tries to strangle Trish, I was like, no, you love her, no. And then Trish's mom saves her, and then reveals that she's also divergent, and then she gets killed. And then Trish kills Will. I mean, I know he was one of the soldiers that killed her mom, but he's in a trance. He's still Will. But I can understand why she had to do it. But I feel bad for Christina when she finds out. Then Trish is reunited with her father and brother, and also Tobias's father, Marcus. Trish then finds Peter and realizes that he's not in the trance, and he tells her that he'll help her if she takes him with her. This is the guy who was mean to her the entire book, and now all of a sudden he wants her help? How messed up is that? I mean, you're mean to her the entire book, and I expect her to help you? Really? And then Triss's father gets killed, which is really sad because he was starting to seem to accept that she was in Dauntless and starting to accept her as his daughter again. Then Triss goes to where the computers are that are controlling everything, and she finds Tobias, who then attacks her, but then remembers her. And then it ends with Tobias confessing his love for Triss. "I have something to tell you," he says. I run my fingers along the tendons in his hand and look back at him. "I might be in love with you." He smiles a little. "I'm waiting until I'm sure to tell you, though." "That's sensible of you," I say, smiling too. "We should find some papers so you can make a list or a chart or something." I feel his laughter against my side, his nose sliding along my jaw, his lips pressing behind my ear. "Maybe I'm already sure," he says, "and I just don't want to frighten you." I laugh a little. "Then you should know better." "Fine," he says. "Then I love you." Thanks for watching, guys. In this copy of Divergent, there's a lot of things in the back of the book, and one of them is a test that determines which fraction you're from. So I took it, and I'm in Abignation. So let me know what your favorite part of the book is if you read it, and see you next time.